Hey guys, and welcome back to Special Paws for People. My name is Erica. I am here with my service dog Sandra as always, and today I have 3 videos that are going to be released, and that's because they are all on how to make my hands-free crossbody paracord leashes from Colorado Cords for Paws. As many of you guys know, I give a certain amount out for free quarterly through the year for service dog handlers that are in need, or service dog in training that are in need, and then the rest of them I sell throughout the year. Lesson 1 will be on how to lay out your paracord, how to tie it onto the hooks the correct way, things like that. Lesson 2 is going to be on the cobra knot of the whole leash, and then where I put my rings on to adjust the sizing. Now, Colorado Cords for Paws, my leashes there are a certain length, and those rings are actually put on a certain point, and I will show you all of that in that video. And then the last video will be the tie-off, what I used to do the tie-off, because I don't do the tie-off like most people do. I use something to strengthen that tie-off, and all of that will be in the last lesson, which is lesson 3. I know that some of you guys have asked me about this video for a long time now, especially on my Instagram, and I really wasn't ready to do a video like this. I wasn't sure if I could explain it correctly to you guys, and I didn't want to cause any frustration or irritation towards anybody if I couldn't explain it correctly. I did have my husband watch the videos, and he's not done nothing with paracords, so he said that it was well made, that he thought that I did very well explaining things too, so I'm comfortable with releasing these videos now. One small problem, it's tiny. I did use my GoPro when I made the video because I have the chest plate for my GoPro, and I put the GoPro on that, and I was able to show the video from the angle that you would be also doing it. My GoPro likes to fight with me at times, and in certain spots of the house it's got an attitude and it doesn't want to work as well as it does in other parts, or definitely outside, because that's what it's made for. So it's not, the video isn't as bright as I would have liked it to be. I did get a new camera Saturday, and that's what I'm using now, and you can I think this is the brightest introduction that I have ever done. I'm still learning how to use it, and honestly I did not want to do the videos over with the paracord leashes because it takes me forever to edit, and I just didn't want to do it over again. But for now on, my videos should be a lot more clearer and things like that. I do plan on doing more videos on my leashes and stuff. So with all of that said, let's just get started on our leashes. This is lesson 1. And we can get started. Now, remember that these measurements are for the Colorado Cords for Paws hands-free crossbody leashes. I make them between 6.5 to 6 3/4 feet long. What you will need is 2 separate paracords, both 50 feet. So I have 50 feet in the black here, and then I have definitely 50 feet on this roll for the teal, and I can show you guys how to work off of a roll. And then I have 2 hooks. These are not rated, they are not for climbing. And 2 rings, and my rings are 1 inch in length, and they are nickel plated. tape measure and a pair of scissors. That's what you will need for the start of your leash. Now this video, remember, is only going to be how to start a leash. So let's get started. For my leashes, you have to measure out on both cords 78 inches, which is about 6.5 feet. So you're gonna take one of the cords and you're just gonna, take the end and measure it against your tape measure. And you want to, because it's in inches, you're going to want to measure the 78 inches. So I'll do that right quick. So once you got it all measured out, you're going to want to make like a small little loop here. And you're going to take your hook and you're going to just, put it on. Hook it through. So you have the 2 strands and you have the one here that's coming out of the back side. That's attached to the rest of the cord. And this is the side that you actually measured. So the way you want to make your knot is you want to take this loose end that's coming out of the top and you want to just kind of wrap it around the back like so. And then you just want to pull it through here. It's just a knot, but it's important how the pieces lay when they are not coming off the knot, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Tighten that up. So you have the end that is connected to the rest of the cord, and that end must come out of the side on the top. And the side that is loose, that you measured, and the shorter end, I guess, must come out of the bottom towards the middle of this hook. So the one that's connected to the rest of the cord must come out of the top, right here, on the side of the knot. And this one over here must come out of the bottom on the opposite side of where the top is coming out. So then once you got that on, you have to do the same thing with the other cord that you have. Now, like I said, I am going to be working off of a roll. You don't have to do this. You can measure out 50 feet and you can just cut it and work like I'm working with the black, because the black is cut from a roll, but I can work off of one roll. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to unwind some. Now, if you unwind it like this, it's going to twist. If you pull it like that, it will not twist. So I'm just going to unwind a bunch of it, and it really doesn't matter because it's all going to end up being weaved in when the leash is being made. So I got that. Now you want to find the end. And here's the end. If you have it frayed like this, it's not a big deal. You can just tie a knot, or you can cut this off and you can just burn it a little bit with a lighter. Either way works. I usually just tie it because it's easier. So what you're going to do now is you're going to take your teal and you're going to put it through the back side of your hook. And then you're going to just pull a little bit for right now. I know we didn't measure, and it's not a problem. I'll explain why in a moment. So just take that end and put it through the back part of the hook, and you're going to make a knot. Now, you have to have it flipped. on this side with the teal. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So you take, and you make a knot. So you're going to take this end and you're going to take it towards you. And you're going to go underneath the teal and then through that hole that you made and pull. And you might not get it at the first time. When I first started doing them, oh, the knots were so hard for me. I would get so frustrated trying to get it right. And this is what I mean by flipped. You see you have the top part. This part is the end that's hooked to the roll. Okay? See how it's coming out of the top onto the side? It's kind of like opposite of the way this one is coming out of the side. And then you have it in the middle. This is going to be your measured end. It's in the middle, coming out, just like that. You need the ends that are measured out in the middle of the knot coming out on the bottom. Always has to be next to each other on the bottom. And the top ones always have to be coming out of the side of the knots on the top. And these are the two strands that are connected to the majority of the paracord. Once you have this together, and like I said, it might take you a few tries, but you will get it, I promise. So now we're going to measure out the rest of the teal. This is how I find it the easiest. Instead of having to take the tape measure out and measure it out and pull it through and all that kind of stuff, what I do is I loosen this knot up, loosen it up, and I'll pull the end that is connected to the roll, and I'll just pull some of this through. And then you pull that end that's small and you tighten that knot back up. You just keep on pulling it through. You tighten it up. Sometimes with some paracord can be stiffer than others, so you kind of have to work with it to get it to lay right. And what you're going to want to do now is you want to take this you want to take the two tail ends and you want to measure them together. So you're going to keep on pulling through like this through your fingers. Okay. Because what you're doing is you know your black is measured. You measured it with the paracord. You measured it with your tape measure. So you know your black is measured correctly. So you're just measuring the teal against the black. So I have extra here. So what I have to do now, and this happens, and sometimes it's not long enough and you got to pull some more through. So what I do is I just do the opposite of what I just did. I hold these two together at the end and I pull. And as long as you keep these fingers pinched onto the paracord, you're going to be okay. And now, here's all the extra that I had, and now I can just feed it back through towards the roll. Tighten it up, and there you have it. And you should be pretty even. You can always double check to make sure that, you know, everything is good if you want. I'll double check here. And they're pretty even. So now what I like to do is I like to kind of organize myself a little bit And I'll take these loose ends so they're not all flopping around on the floor and stuff. I will take them and I will just kind of fold them up a little bit, and I will tie a knot in them. Like so. And then that way they're not dragging on the floor or anything like that. It's really up to you. You can have them just fall to the floor. So you got your knot, and you're going to want to take the loose ends that are in the middle, and you want to just kind of like drop them to the floor. So you have your black on this side, on the left, and you're going to... So what I like to do here is just pull out a little bit of the black, and then I take a rubber band and I wrap the rubber band around the cord. Like so. And that just helps keep it together. And then I'll take these rings, and I'll make sure that they're on the other hook, and I will hook everything together. That's so I don't lose anything. And then here is the roll. Now I showed you how to pull on the roll so you don't get any kinks in it. You just keep on pulling out. Like so. And then you could put this roll onto the floor or towards the side. And that is the very beginning of making the Colorado cords for Paws leashes. Remember, you always have to have those bottom strands coming out in the middle. And then the ones that are connected to the rest of the cord, you need them to be coming out of the top on the sides.